My dear listeners, I greet you wherever you are this very moment. Without taking much of your time, I want to inform you that according to the news we are gathering from the Nigeria chief military or Nigeria Army chief, Mr. Shaibu. So he is letting the whole world know that he is seriously fighting the terrorist organization of Nigeria, made up of Lakrawa, Mamuda, Boko Haram, ISWAP, ICC, Al Qaeda, and etc. And this have led to a serious issue that have made many villagers to leave their villages, to relocate to somewhere because of airstrike and ground soldiers in action invading the camps of the terrorists, and we gather the information that Nigerian army have neutralized an uncountable terrorists. And so also, it's a reciprocal issue. So as they are dealing with the terrorists confronted them and there was casualties. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there are damages on the both sides. But from the information I gathered, they said terrorists are fighting Nigerian soldiers with drones and an unusual sophisticated weapons, such as, call it a machine gun or call it whatever, that has, because if I tell you the name, you may not know it. A gun that contain about 285 bullets. So now the question is, how did the terrorist manage to get this kind of sophisticated weapons? How did they get it? Who give them money? Because if you see the items, you will know that it costed money. If you see the gun, you will know that it costed money. If you see their drones, you know that it costed money. How did they manage to get those money? So you can see that there is something that makes their minds strong. And that is why they felt unbeatable. But like what I'm saying this very moment, it may make sense to somebody. It may not make sense to somebody. We are not the same. Everybody with his own belief. But what I'm trying to tell you this moment is that from the information I'm gathering, that terrorists are not finding things easy. So, as many of them, according to the army, have been neutralized, what is going on, it may interest you to know. This is happening in the upper north, that is Borno State, and so many villages in the forest, in many villages in Borno State. So, if they have done this, if Nigerian soldiers are doing this, it's a welcome development. But if it is just to talk it and deceive people to relax their mind, meanwhile terrorists continue their activities, I don't think it's worth it. They don't need to praise themselves. Understand me? Let your work define whom you are. Your handwork will define whom you are. Such as panel beaters. When you say panel beater, is not a human name, but it's a handwork. So people know you as a panel beater. So they will be calling you panel beater. So let Nigerian security forces panel beat the uh, the terrorist organization of Nigeria. Panel beat them very well. Especially now you can see that some soldiers are seriously wounded, dying in the hospital, receiving treatment. But that's not what I'll bring for you here. So then, but they are responding positively to the treatment, according to the information and according to what I saw. So, because I saw with the whole thing with my eyes. So, and that's why I said, if they are now serious to engage this terrorist, then they are trying. But it's not going to be one way something because I learned from them. Some of the terrorists escaped and jumped inside the river because the battle is more than they can chew. And those that ran inside the river, they said there are soldiers who also jump inside the river with them in order to make sure that they didn't escape to another place or to the nearby forest or village. And I want the villagers to note something because I saw some of them, they are talking. It's to them like a new thing because everywhere now is scattered. I want the villagers or the people who are in the city who are observing this to understand that they have to give out useful information to the security officers, just like I always do, being that everyone is important. Every person's life is important. Both you are an Hausa, you are Yoruba, you are an Igbo, you are from any language at all. Your life first. Your life is more important. And if Nigerian soldiers, in their wisdom, have decided to fight terrorists, it's a welcome development. And if they have done this, say 15 years ago, 14 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, nobody will be talking about this. And Americans will not be talking about the Christian genocide in Nigeria. I'm telling you the truth. But because they pay deaf ear and turn blind eyes, because the soldiers claim to be under authority, that order must come from Abuja. Order must come from Abuja. They kill your mother, they kill your father, they kill your siblings. And you are still waiting for order to come from Abuja. You see, Tinubu doesn't know what he is doing. He cannot distinguish his left from his right. All he knows is money and just living a luxurious life. Buy new Air Force One for him. $600 million. Buy vehicles. See, his security is more than Donald Trump entourage. Only God knows how many billions he spent on his security. The kind of cars of 1 billion naira. You see them many bulletproof cars, but there is no light in Nigeria. This is a reckless life, reckless spending. ordinary to fight the terrorists and congest them out of the system. You and Buhari are the worst president we have ever seen in Nigeria. So, my listeners, I want you to be on your guard. Be very careful wherever you are. Igbo people, Biafrans are everywhere in Borno State. Please, this video, make it go viral. It's to whom it may concern and is exclusively reserved for the wise ones. So, protect your life from terrorists. Don't stay the side they are fighting terrorists. Move away from that side because life has no duplicate and a bullet does not fear face. A strike doesn't understand who is rich and who is poor. So, for this reason, my people, give out useful information. We too, from our own angle, we are doing the best we know that could bring peace and tranquility in Biafra land. So thank you for listening.